For 2024 model year, Chevrolet is updating the Trailblazer. So you got some new design in the front. You also have some brand new technology on the interior. And thanks to Gettle Chevrolet of Punta Gorda, Florida, I'm going to be able to take you on a complete tour of this vehicle. We're going to check it out, starting with the design up front, see what powers up this thing, walking around it, ending on the inside, and taking it for a spin. If you like watching videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Give me a like and hit that bell notification ring bell so you won't miss any of the content that's coming out. And now, let's get back to this. Well, if you're looking for a subcompact SUV and you don't want to spend a ton of money, this might be a choice for you. About a month ago, I was on a business trip and I had an opportunity to rent 2023 Chevrolet Trailblazer, and I liked it. Overall, no issues with the vehicle whatsoever. There were a few minor things that I wish Chevy would address, and I think they did in the 2024 model year. So let's dive into this 2024 LT trim level, which, by the way, is the second trim from the bottom. So we start with the LS, then the LT, then you have the Active, then you have the RS. So there's 4 different trim levels available for this model year. Let's see how it looks. First of all, if you like the color, they call it fountain blue, and it definitely pops. It's visible from a distance, that's for sure. I like the hood of it. I like how it's kind of bulged up in the middle with this V shape. And then the lights, you have the LED daytime running lights right here. Your headlights are LEDs, and they're also here. Not sure about this trim piece. Okay, let's leave it alone. It's got the Chevy bow tie in the middle, kind of this semi-shiny, like a satin finish black grille, and then you have this polished aluminum trim at the bottom, and you have this black cladding that's going to continue throughout the entire vehicle. But before we take a look on the side, let's see what powers up this thing. Underneath the hood of this tester, we have the more powerful engine option, which, believe it or not, is a 1.3-liter 3-cylinder Ecotec turbocharged and intercooled engine producing 155 horsepower, 174 foot-pounds of torque. And this one is mated to a continuously variable transmission because it is a front-wheel drive. If you opt in for the all-wheel drive, you're gonna get 9-speed automatic transmission. Now, the less powerful option is the 1.2-liter Ecotec engine with only 137 horsepower. So neither one of them are going to be the speed demon. This one is probably good for about 8.7 seconds, 0 to 60. So definitely won't break in the records here. You do have this ugly prop stick right here, some sound insulation, nothing else that's interesting underneath the hood. Well, let's move to the side. As we go around the corner, you're gonna see the Trailblazer at its full glory, and I gotta tell you, I like the design of it. It's very nice. It's good looking vehicle. I like the body lines on the doors. I like the cladding that kind of complements the look of this vehicle. You also have everything that's blacked out. If you look at the windows, everything around them is blacked out, including the pillars and the bottom portion of the roof rails that we have on it. You also have 18-inch wheels on this particular one, 225 on 55 sidewall is the tire size, and as I mentioned before, you have the cladding that goes around the entire vehicle at the bottom. You do have a smart entry system on the vehicle, so as long as you have a key somewhere on you, you can go up to either one of the front doors, press the button, and it's going to lock it or unlock it. Now, the mirrors, nothing too special, but they do have the blind spot assist system. Their tops of the mirrors are colored in the same color of the vehicle. The bottoms of them are black. And here in the back, you'll find the large taillights. They're not LED taillights, they're still incandescent. Nice visible one. You also have a third brake light right on top, and the exposed wiper Chevy bow tie over here. All right, let's take a look at the bottom. No exposed exhaust, and if you lift this gate up, this is how much room you're gonna have, which quite frankly is not bad at all. You have a pretty low floor over here, and if you lift it up, it's gonna reveal a spare tire underneath here. The seats can be folded down. They have a 60-40 split, creating this much more room on the interior space. Now that's as far as the car go. Oh, let me check out how much room we have for passengers. Starting with the rear door panel here, what do we have? Hard plastic, hard plastic. This is a little bit softer, and that's all hard plastic too. So all blacked out door panel. You have, of course, the door handle, window control, speaker here at the bottom. And then getting inside of this vehicle, first of all, take a look at the floor. It's nice and flat. So even the third passenger is gonna have some room for their feet. Now, no armrest, no cup holders, no vents, and this subcompact SUV, I like the design of the seats. That dark gray breaks it up a little bit with this light gray color, and both driver, oh, actually the driver's seat only has some storage, nothing on the passenger seat. Oh, yeah, you do have some storage, a little bit different design, strange, but let me see if I can fit inside and sit behind myself. So as you can see, I can fit in comfortably as far as the headroom, shoulder room, and even a knee room. Believe it or not, for a subcompact SUV, the roominess here is impressive. So as you can see, I am touching my knees to the back of the seat. I'm almost 6 feet tall. I have this seat adjusted to my regular driving position, and if I gave me another half an inch, I wouldn't be touching the seats, which is more than I can say for a lot of the subcompact brands. And again, the floor is flat, and this seat is adjusted far and back. I'll listen up to the sound of the closing door. It's actually not bad. Good weight on the door. We'll wait till this chime stops, if it does. There you go. So as far as the front door panel, definitely much more interesting than the rear one. So you have a little bit of fabric insert, the same thing as we see on the seat. You have a little bit of shiny black. This is softer. This is all hard plastic still, but at least it definitely looks more interesting. You have the lock, unlock, window mirror controls here. Seats, both of them are manually adjusted, fairly comfortable. I mean, like I said, I spent about a week driving this vehicle about a month ago. I didn't really feel uncomfortable in those seats for a long period of time. Now you have the light control over here, the steering wheel, you have the tilt and telescoping, manual adjustments of it. Let me jump inside and I'll show you the new technology in it. So the interior of this 2024 Chevrolet Trailblazer definitely looks a lot more modern than the 2023 that I rented about a month ago. And let's take a look at the design of it. First of all, I like how they padded this with the same color fabric as you have on the seats. You have this shiny trim piece, and then you have this polished aluminum trim piece that continues to the vent. You also have two large screens. This is the biggest difference. You have the 8-inch instrument cluster that's all digital, as well as the 11-inch screen for your infotainment system, and that wasn't nearly as big on the previous generation one. As far as the steering wheel, good to the touch. It's thicker in the right places. You have a bunch of buttons on each side. The right hand side controls your phone and media, basically. This side controls your cruise control, heated steering wheel, dynamic or adaptive cruise control. And let's see what's going on in the instrument cluster. Right now, this is your basic setting, and I think this is the only one that you're gonna get. So you have the speedometer right in the middle of the tachometer. It's all digital display. On the right hand side you have the temperature, left hand side you have the gas gauge and the range, and the gear indicator right at the bottom. And as we go through some of the options, you can see your audio sources for the AM, FM, Sirius XM, and Android Auto. And on the right hand side you can make a phone call for somebody that called you or you called them, so you can repeat the recent calls. And basically this is what you have in the middle. Not much customization here. Let's move on to the 11-inch screen here. First of all, you do have the power knob and the turn dial, and then here you have your media. Sounds okay. I mean, there's nothing crazy about this stereo. You can connect your phone. It has wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Here is your maintenance, gauges, trip information, home button, and that is pretty much it. Let's see the Android Auto. I have my phone connected. Hopefully it's going to start up, and there it is. We have the map, so you don't really need the built-in navigation system in here. The screen looks very nice, bright. It's got good colors, it's got good clarity. Let's see what the rear view camera is going to look like. Put it in reverse. All right, decent size, active trajectory lines, no complaints here. And this is it. It's a very simple design. Down here you have the vents, engine start stop button. Here's some controls for your climate control. It's not an automatic climate control. As you can see, it doesn't have the temperature settings in here. And you have the heated seats for both driver and passenger. By the way, I'm going to post all of the equipment on this vehicle as well as the price in the description of this video, so you can see what I'm driving. Then you have the USB Type-C, USB Type-A, some storage, for example, for your sunglasses if you wanted to. And here's your shifter, traditional Chevy shifter here. And what we have is the cup holders, 2 cup holders in here, parking brake, and your typical old style Chevy key fob. So you have the unlock, lock, remote start, panic button, Chevy in the back. Down here, let's open this up. You have a bit of storage. You can remove this. It's going to get a little deeper. And this is it as far as the bottom portion of it. Nothing too special as far as the mirror. And then you have your OnStar SOS button, light controls here. Those are still incandescent bulbs, I believe. And then you have the visors. They're non-illuminated, but you have the mirrors inside of them. And this is the interior of it. Let's touch on the price and take it for a spin. Well, if you're looking for a subcompact SUV and don't want to break your bank account, well, let's take a look at the pricing and let's see if this vehicle might fit your budget. So it starts with the LS front-wheel drive trim level at $24,395. If you want to upgrade it to the more powerful engine, it is $24,790. So it's only about $300 more. That's a no-brainer in my book. Now, if it's all-wheel drive, the same LS model, it's $26,395, and it's only available with the 1.3 turbocharged engine. Now, it also gives you the 9-speed automatic versus continuously variable, as if you were going with the front-wheel drive. Now, the LT, this is what I'm sitting in right now. LT in the front-wheel drive starts at $25,595 with a smaller engine and $25,990 with a bigger engine, and that's basically where I'm sitting in right now. It's still continuously variable transmission, but if you opt in for the all-wheel drive, you're going to get the 9-speed automatic. Active is the next trim up, and it's available in front-wheel drive, or let's put it in the all-wheel drive. And all-wheel drive will start at $29,995, quite a bit more, but it has a nicer interior, a few more amenities on it, and the RS is at $29,995 as well. That's also a well-equipped model, kind of a different look from the outside. The Active, it's got like a two-tone color on it, the two-tone roof. The RS looks a little bit more sporty, so I guess depending on what you want. And you can definitely go on Chevy's website and compare the models to see what the differences are. Now, this is an LT. The sticker on this particular one, we have $24,300 starting MSRP. Then I have the cold weather package, which we really need here in Florida. 18-inch wheels, $495 for adaptive cruise control. Fountain blue, which is the nice color on the exterior, is $395 for the bigger engine, for the 1.3 liter engine. Driver confidence package, that includes rear cross traffic alert, rear park assist, lane changing alert with side blind zone alert. So that's $395 as well. Total options $2,700, destination $1,295. Total of this vehicle $28,365. That is the total price of the vehicle. Gas mileage, which I didn't mention, 29 in the city, 33 on the expressway, 31 is the combined number. Not bad for a little city runner. Let's take it for a spin and let's see how it drives. Right here in this parking lot, we should be able to do circles no problem, even in between these vehicles. Let's turn the steering wheel all the way to the left. No issues whatsoever. Really nice and tight. Should probably pump up the seat. It has this pump action, which you can raise or lower the seat a little bit, so you can adjust it to your own height. Once you adjust it once, and if you're the only one driving the car, really the power seats are just another feature that can go wrong, although I'd probably still want the power seats, I'm not gonna lie. Well, let's see how the suspension absorbs the speed bumps. Okay, all right, and let's see. Well, it's got some body roll. It's not bad, but you know, hopefully you're not going to be able to doing those maneuvers very often, unless you're trying to avoid something. All right, and we're rolling. I'm not even sure if I'm going to do like a 0 to 60 acceleration. Is it really necessary? It's rated at about 8.7, so you know it's not going to be very quick, but maybe when I have a stretch of road, we're going to do that. I like the visibility on it. It's kind of this little version of a Blazer. It's kind of squared off, so you have a big windshield, you have a decent size windows on the sides. The mirrors are on the smaller side, but they're big enough to show you what's behind you. And then if I'm looking at this mirror, I can see if there's no third passenger, should be able to see everything that's going on behind me. Take a look at the blind spots. You have a little bit of a blind spot right in the corner there because there's no window per se. There's a big gap that it's kind of blocking everything, but not bad at all. I mean, you can see that what's going on in the mirror for sure. So here we are at a 0 at the stoplight. Let's go. All right, we got it to 50, 60 miles per hour. It is a continuously variable transmission. It doesn't make any of those whining noise that sometimes you feel on the transmission. It's just a smooth linear acceleration. Nothing crazy. It's not great. It's okay. But that's all really that you need. Okay, we're going to merge in traffic here as well. All right. That is okay. I didn't feel it to be underpowered. So if you're looking for just your daily runner, maybe something for your child that is starting to drive and needs a little bit of room, it definitely has that cool factor as far as the look. And if you get it in this color, there's also that rusty brown color that they have for this year. It definitely pops. It looks different. It's also more visible to other vehicles because a lot of those grays, blacks, and whites kind of mix into the environment and it's hard to see. So this is definitely not a bad vehicle. So if you're looking for one like this particular one is for sale at Gettle Chevrolet in Punta Gorda, Florida. At the time of this filming, of course, I'm not sure if they're gonna sell it tomorrow maybe, but if you are interested, give them a call. I'm going to post their phone number and the link in the description of this video. And if you like watching videos like this, support the channel by clicking like, subscribe, and turning on that bell notification ring bell. Really appreciate it. I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.